Have a little faith. Have a little faith in me. The Christ within is always asking you that. Always calling you. Have a little faith. You have the strength. You have it in you. It's within you to withstand anything that this life may bring to you, because life is really bringing you opportunities. There are no obstacles. There are only opportunities. And each one is an opportunity to get in touch with that strength, that power within you. Have a little faith in the God within you. Have a little faith that that's truly the natural order of things. That we are absolutely powerful beings. And we can not only get through these struggles and strifes that we seem to see in life, but that we can get in touch with the deeper knowledge that all is perfect, no matter what it looks like. And I'm sure that in this season, that's what we need to celebrate. We need to look at the idea of overcoming all of the apparent limitations that have been believed in for so long. Don't put your belief in those. You know, the Lenten season in Unity is a season of fasting and feasting. And so what we're fasting from is negative thoughts. We're fasting from judgments. We're fasting from complaining. Remember you guys that did the 20... You guys are going to all have to do it. We're going to do it again because it's like a new crowd. Every week's a new crowd. I can't keep track of you guys. But we have a prosperity program that we do. And part of that is 21 days of fasting from complaints. Doesn't matter what it looks like. You don't complain about it. It's an amazing practice because you catch yourself every few minutes. Oh no, I did it again. And you have to start over. If you blow it one day, the first day starts again. So I don't think any of us made it 21 days. That's why we have to do it again. It's amazing. So we're fasting from those things. We're fasting from self-judgment. We're fasting from grievances. We're fasting from regrets that somehow it could have been different. Listen, everything that's happened in your life has brought you to this moment. It couldn't have been different because it's already over. That's the way it was. So accept it. This moment is new. It's a new awakening, this moment. And so what we're feasting on is the truth. We can turn this down just a little bit. We're feasting on the truth. We're feasting on the experience of truth, of God, right here, right now. We're feasting on the ability of our minds to affirm the truth and manifest the truth. Manifest in our lives a new experience according to the truth. Because what will manifest according to our complaints? What's going to manifest according to our negative thinking? Right? What's going to... More pain, more suffering, more conflict. And we always want to make it somebody else's fault, how I'm feeling, right? How I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing. Oh, it has to do with what's going on out there. No, is that an empowering thought? No, I'm the master of my own mind and my own experience. That's an empowering thought. That you're the master of your experience. You're the one who's in control of how you feel, how you see the world, and how you experience it, how you manifest it. And guess what? People around you begin to come into that energy because that's what they've been looking for. And that's when they're healed. You go, wow, what happened? How did that happen? I don't know how that happened, but something happened around you. This used to happen to me all the time. When I'd go someplace, I'd go in to pray for somebody in the hospital room, and when I'd go back the next day, they said, well, we released them early. They had a sudden healing. And I was, oh, great. I don't know how that happens, but it happens through something within you that is connected to the universe in a way that is beyond our capability of human understanding. But not beyond our capability of experiencing. Not beyond our capability of putting into action. We can use, for instance, we're using the principles of quantum physics all the time, every day, and none of us know how it works. Not even the quantum physicists. It's a field of infinite possibilities. Great. That sounds like unity to me. A field of infinite possibilities. So which possibility I focus on is the one I'm going to experience. That's an incredible thing because we've been taught such the opposite. We've been taught in such a narrow, limited form. If you go into Jerusalem, they're going to crucify you. No, if I go into Jerusalem, I'm going to resurrect. I'm going to turn over the tables of everything. How about that? Can you turn over the tables of your thought system? The thought system that says, I'm limited and I'm separate. That is the cause, and I firmly believe this, of all human suffering, is the mistaken idea that we are limited and we are separate from one another. Can I turn that around in my mind? That's the journey that we're taking this week, Holy Week. That's the journey that begins with Palm Sunday. And why I call it the gift of lilies is I got that from A Course in Miracles. Lilies represents forgiveness. Also represents Lily. Who represents forgiveness? Who lives forgiveness? She lives with me, believe me. She's the most forgiving soul I've ever met. Because I have a passion for turning the tables over in my mind. And so I'm always very passionate about adventure and movement and change. And I'm not settled here. I'm only settled in the Spirit. And I'm joyful and happy and peaceful beyond imagination. And you'll feel that when you come around. However, I'm not settled within a limited perspective that says, when this happens, you're going to feel pain. Oh, watch out for that because we're going downhill. Or look out for this. Or be careful of that. Or I don't particularly find those kind of negative thoughts, or I call it negative wishing. You're wishing for things to go wrong. I don't find those things helpful in my life. And so everything that happens, I say, on this place of the journey of knowing who I am, what is the lesson in this for me? In this place in my journey of remembering that I am a spiritual being, what is the lesson in this for me? And be ready to receive, embrace that lesson. Be ready to enfold yourself in the next step of your journey. You know, we watched this great movie, Lily and I, about this free solo. Has anybody seen that? This guy, he spent 4 hours climbing El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. Nobody's ever done it without ropes, ever. Free soloed from the top to the bottom. Took 3 hours and 57 minutes. Without ropes, he was up on that rock. What a climb, what a journey. If you, for one moment, don't enjoy the moment, if you for one moment say, I'm not going to get that next ledge, I don't know if I can make it. If you have one thought, that's it. 3,000 feet. Where'd he go? Well, he had a thought that he couldn't grab that little half-inch. And so in your journey, in your climb in life to knowing who you are, enjoy that moment. You made it that far. You made it 2,000 feet in the air, and you're holding on by one hand. That's incredible. Don't say, oh my God, I'm holding on by one hand. I'm not going to make it the next 1,000 feet. You see, this is where we are actually as a community, as a congregation. We've come so far, but we have so far to go. And it's if we focus on the top as a destination, we're going to fall. We're going to fall right off. No, we have to enjoy this moment. It's an incredible moment. This is an incredible moment, an opportunity for us in our lives. It's an incredible week to think, why am I here? What is my purpose in life? What is mine to do within that purpose? There's so much to do. What is mine to do? And let me do what is mine to do today. That's all. You know, Charles Fillmore used to say, I fairly sizzle with zeal. I'm sizzling with zeal and enthusiasm to go forth and do what is mine to do today. Yes, I have a vision of the big picture, but I've got to focus on what is mine to do today. So these are all questions that we can ask ourselves, and I think we have to ask ourselves these questions constantly on a daily basis. And what changes maybe do I need to make in my life so that will help me experience the rebirth of the Christ in me? Little metaphysics about Jerusalem. It's the place of peace, peaceful consciousness. It's the place that you come to at the center of your consciousness. It's the center of the universe. The New Jerusalem is the higher place in your mind, in your consciousness. In Revelations, it said, I see a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth have passed away. And there was no more sea. There was no more sea of illusion. Now I'm experiencing everything as it is right now. What an amazing gift. That's really the goal of all spiritual paths, is to be able to experience this present moment. Can you do it? Are you doing it? Can you stay there? I think we can. I think we can stay in the present moment. I think it's possible. Oh my goodness, because I'm thinking it, it becomes possible. No, we can't stay in the present. I've never stayed in the present moment. I'm not in the present moment. I'm always thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about yesterday. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. What about my job? What about my life? What about my kids? What about my parents? Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't do it.
Are you in my head?
She said, are you in my head? Yes. Yes. And that's the point where you want to get a little light in between those thoughts. Now, I'm in the present moment. Breathe. Stay there. Breathe. You know, you can let the thoughts come and go like a parade in front of you. Doesn't matter. You're still right here. And no matter what happens, you're still you, right? No matter what goes on. We have a lot of drama sometimes in our lives, or a lot of life events that occur. And we're still who we are. And remember that about your loved ones, you know, as perhaps they get older or make their transition. Jack and Ori were with me for a celebration of life on Friday. It was an amazing thing. Celebrating somebody's life is such an honor, and it's such an amazing thing at how many people they touch and how much they've lived, each and every one of us. And none of that goes away, guys. It's all still with you. And it's like, at the end, you know, I had this urge to tell them, look, everything that this person gave you is still within you. Go out and live. Use it. Live life to its fullest. Don't waste 1 second of 1 moment of 1 hour of 1 day. Live. Live as if the Spirit of the living God needed you to talk to the world, because it does. The world needs you. It needs your unique and perfect expression of God. And so our trip into Jerusalem through this week to our own resurrection, from separate and limited to whole and perfect. That's our journey in life. to be the light of the world, to be aware of who we really are, experience who we really are. That's our Holy Week journey. It's God's power in us that we're using. But we still have to make the decision to take that healing journey. We have to make the decision to do it, to take the next step, to grab the next rock, to step on the next ledge, to pull ourselves up, to keep going. That's the journey. That's the beauty of it, is that each moment is not only a challenge, but an accomplishment. Each moment, you're accomplishing something amazing. And that's why just doing what's in front of you is so joyful and important. But do it with all the power, all the passion, and all the love in the universe. You know, sometimes we'll do things out of habit and we forget to be mindful of what we're doing. That we're here in this moment for a purpose. And it could be the most mundane little thing, but we have to be the action and activity of God while we're doing it. I remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about I am, and in our meditation today, it's so important to really affirm the truth of you. I am a radiating center of divine love. That was the sentence that I used, and it was given me in one of Charles Fillmore's meditations, and I've just used, or maybe it was Myrtle, and I've used it over and over again. And Patricia has one that says, I am the love of God in action. She does that every morning on her prayer call. And I really think that's important to remember no matter what you're doing. You're the love of God in action. I am the love of God in action. Bob, are you the love of God in action?
You got to believe it.
He says, you got to believe it. You do have to believe it. You got to believe it. You got to believe you're the love of God in action. And if you don't believe it, start saying it. Start affirming it. And pretty soon, you'll have a lot of reasons to believe it. Start saying it to yourself. I am the love of God in action. When things are going a little wrong, I am the love of God in action. I am the healing force in this situation. And so we'll be feasting on the truth when we're doing that. We're fasting from all of the negative attitudes, and we're feasting on the truth, and we're giving it our positive, affirmative energy. It's going to be true anyway, that you're the love of God in action, but you may not be able to use it unless you remind yourself that you're the love of God in action. You're telling yourself all kinds of other stories all the time, and they're not true. Well, I'm sick, I'm old, I'm separate, I'm poor, I'm in conflict, I'm sad, I'm whatever. I don't know. We just tell ourselves a lot of stories. You know, I met someone this morning who had every reason to be sad and upset, and I said, how are you doing? She says, I'm doing great. Now, why are you doing great when all this stuff seems to be going on in your life? Because I'm the love of God in action. Because I am healed and whole. Because I acknowledged my feelings. And guess what? They were converted to love. Because everything is converted to love in the end. And I think that's the big message of Holy Week. And according to the Course in Miracles, it's the message of the crucifixion. And that is this: teach only love, for that is what you are. Teach only love and forgiveness, for that is what you are. Oh, it looks like I'm being crucified, and it feels like it too. But that's not what's actually happening. So forgive those around you who seem to be crucifying you, because you cannot crucify the Christ. The body, yes, but the spirit within, you can't touch that. You can never touch that. That is going to be whole and perfect no matter what you do. So when your body seems to be crucified, when your emotions are upside down, when you really can't think like you can't take one more thing and the universe gives you two more? Just remember that you are the love of God in action. Forgive those around you. Offer them lilies instead of thorns. Because when you're crucifying someone out there, you're always crucifying yourself. But when I'm blessing someone out there and forgiving someone out there, guess who's getting the benefit? I'm blessing myself. So bless everyone around you. Be blessed, my friends, and always be a blessing. I love you so much. It's great to be back.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.